You know, all of the service systems are overwhelmed. The prisons are overwhelmed. The homeless services, the funding, they keep cutting funding to these, you know, crucial services because the services they keep being overwhelmed. So they go, well, we're not seeing any, you know, change here, so we'll just cut the funding because we're not doing any good. And the poor and the victims just get, you know, treated even worse, and we get kicked to the gutter, and you know, you can't actually build a life that has any meaning or has any sense of purpose if you've got a shattered sense of self. You know, I believe it's an epidemic, and I believe, you know, an act of child abuse is a crime against humanity.
And I would imagine it will just impact on every aspect of someone's life.
That's right.
She'll have low self-confidence and low self-esteem.
Yep.
It would cripple you, I would imagine.
It does cripple you. It absolutely does cripple you. And, you know, a lot of people just give up to it because it's so overwhelming and it's so powerful in its immobilising sort of factors. But, and I guess what I'm trying to do is say that you can actually get over it. You know, we're going to be providing strategies and, you know, sort of management plans for people, sort of really basic sort of stepping stones to recovery. Having that honest dialogue with yourself, actually looking at where you need to start, looking at your victim status, because there's a lot to be gained by being a victim, because people give you things, people feel sorry for you, all of that, but that actually holds you fixed as well. So it's about understanding that you actually need to step up as an adult now and make changes in your life that don't hold you fixed to that prescription that you've got as a child.
It's taking back some sort of control over
Absolutely, absolutely. But people find that really difficult because it's easy to blame your childhood and then use that as a justification for, oh, you know, well, I can behave this way because all of that bad stuff happened to me. Or, you know, just live a life that is limited just by that perspective. Well, you've got to kind of crash through all that and you've got to go, okay, well, I need to have a lens on my life. What's that looking like? What's the nature of my relationships? You know, do I feel content and happy where I am? And if the answer to that is no, because a lot of people will focus on external. They'll get the house, they'll get the job, they'll get the money in the bank. And so from external purposes, they look like they've made it and they look like they've got it all together. But inside themselves, they're still bitterly disappointed. The nature of their connections with other people and their families are, you know, is really broken and not working for them. And that's where the work needs to be done, you know. To understand the behaviours that are actually attached to child abuse gives you a different lens on when you come in contact with somebody who might be, you know, you can actually write off as being really grumpy or miserable or, you know, God, that person was weird. Well, that person's probably operating out of that space and might be feeling threatened or might be, you know, splitting or whatever at that time to cope with whatever might be going on for them.
Media, I guess, has got a fairly significant role to play in that.
Yes, they do.
Portraying that. That belief. Because
the sad thing around media is that they vamp up the fear aspects of it. And they'll hone in on, you know, oh my God, all the violence, all of the, you know, but they don't actually look at why are these kids violent? Why are these kids burning cars and, you know, racing down the freeways at 140k an hour, bashing old people? You know, if you raise a child with hatred and fear, you're actually going to raise an adult that's going to be violent and cruel. So, you know, we're all culpable by our inactivity or our apathy or our, you know, looking after our own little, you know, sort of section of the world. As long as it doesn't impact on us, you know, many people just don't want to know. But in actual fact, you know, we're all in this together, really. And in one way or another, it will impact on people. You know, people find themselves caught up in situations that they don't realise that, you know, if you join the dots, it's genuinely connected to somebody who has been broken.